So here we go again, guys. Yeah, let's jump into it. Hey there, okay, look. Yeah, here we are. Oh, and yeah, gotta get my camera in check. Okay, done that. Now we gotta get that in check. Then we can jump into the players. It's Ali and Hantala. Now music has to get lower in volume. Okay. And we have an Axis versus Axis again. On the right side in red, in Division 1 here, Grayfox. On the left side in blue, JKB. And he's playing his favorite and one of my favorite divisions again, it looks like. 116th is back on the field on Tali and Hantala. And it's interesting. Grayfox, on the other hand, plays a division that we saw quite a lot as well. We saw Gonzo beating a lot of ass with it. 5th Cavalry Motorizata in the hands of Grayfox. Will be interesting, will be interesting. JKV, this time with Panther 3 ends. That's not his usual start. That's more of a Neff kind of start with 116th. Yeah, 116th overall got a lot of playtime in Division 1 this season. On the other hand, really, Grayfox with with one of the top tier divisions. 116th not being seen as top at all. Okay, hey there, JK Okamori. How are you doing? How are your streams doing lately? Is Chinese tournament over yet? No, right? You're still going on. Who's on a good way winning that one? The second Chinese tournament? And it looks like your national tournament inspired others to do their national tournaments as well. As there's a couple coming. Who's looking like who is your favorite for the Chinese tournament? Who's the guy we have to have an eye on? And yeah, it's interesting. JKV again with Balance, Grayfox with Vanguard. This is a map that is relatively good for the defender. So let's see how well JKV does. And against 5th, it's not as struggling as yesterday against Robert with his 6 airborne. Well, 116th has off map. That's one of the reasons. 12 also doesn't have Jagdpanzer Force, I think. That's another reason. Does 12 SS has Ersatztruppen, right? So that's another reason. But yeah, overall, I guess 12 is a bit better. Because 12 has Focke-Wulf bombers at the moment. Yeah, like the off map is one of the reason I think why you could take them. And then JU8, like if you'll enjoy the air tab more, maybe that's also something you could talk about. All fine. IRL always goes first. Predator comes in. More Predators coming in here. Yeah, so classic Predator, Ujor, Ujori. Hell no. Ah, there, 2 granite cherries in the south, 3 granite cherries in the south. That's the reason why 5th is so strong. He does Twitch as well. IG-18 coming up. MRT does Twitch as well. Panzer Shrek's coming up. Maybe Ujor is on the way. That's coming in over here. Möbelwagen moving forward. And ABU Ujor gets engaged. That's coming in. That's a grenadier is coming in. That's a 3N. Slow as always. So far, yeah, JKV with the standard defensive setup on this map. Jagdpanzer is a bit of an overinvestment maybe. But the ABU Ujors don't go too deep and Grayfox not going too aggressive. With that setup that he brings right here, I would like to see some 60mm mortars back here and then trying to pound the enemy with that. Ooh, okay, but he goes for the air style. But with the Möbelwagen start that JKV usually brings, Like, this is the first time we see him against Vanguard since his game against Wesley, I think. No, even against Wesley it was balance versus balance. So I think this is the first time we see him against Vanguard. I can't see how well of a defensive player he is. And 109 G6 comes in. Can he get the Pack 40? Pack 40 is moving backwards. Is the Pack 40 dying? Okay, he got the Pack 40 with it. But the ME109 should get this one. And this one is also going down. Yeah, so 2 IARs killed. 4 Pack 40? I would say that's fair. Obviously he had to buy an ME109 as well though. But yeah, that can be useful later. M42 goes down. Also, he's usually a guy that strafes with his planes, though the G6 isn't a good strafer as it has only 120 mils. You need at least 220 mils to be relatively effective. Ooh. 234 running away from the Panzerschreck. Is able to do so. Really good here. Good micro from JKV. Realizing that in time, getting out of there. Moving back in though is risky. The move back in is risky. I guess he didn't saw the Panzerschreck, he just ran away from the Rouge. But still good that he did that. Had some 234s over here. A bit too slow of a start so far for my liking from Grayfox, but there comes the 60mm mortar, and with that he could re-up the front line. He really could start a fire with that one. Ooh, Panzerschreck coming in should get the kill. Yeah, gets the kill. Ersatzsturm should be dead as well. 40 back here, now engaging Granny Cherries on the way out. And the ME109 continues as a strafing unit. JKV always trying to get the most out of his planes that he called in. I really adore his air style. My G18 over here. Oh boy. So Daniels, you seem to be, for not liking them too much, you seem to be awfully often in these kind of games. So yeah, that's Stuppen coming in, Panzer 3, and maybe he doesn't work with his notifications. Also, he's not posting it on SD League Discord. I think though he's posting it on the Russian Discord when he goes live. MBT that is. But I'm not 100% certain, I haven't been on the Russian Discord for a while. 234/1, as I don't speak Russian, so it's not that useful for me. Okay. Breda gets killed off without killing anything, but the second Breda now engaging. Gets engaged as well. Gets engaged by IG as well now. Breda gets killed off. 234 though now running into an M42. But MG42 helps out against that one. Ooh. Yeah, he should engage it with the 234. Yeah, JKB realizing that. Leaves it to the MG and the IG. And the IG, wow, getting a 3 hit point kill there onto the moving. Well, it was moving, so it didn't got any bonuses, so I guess that's the reason why. And the 60mm mortar is now laying smoke, but with the Predators and so on gone, it will be a bit harder. Like, Grayfox's aggression here is not what I'm used to from Grayfox. This is not the Vanguard Grayfox that bites into you from the get-go and doesn't let go. Ooh, Granny Cherries on the move here also get annihilated. Let's stop him over here, chilling out. They're sitting back here. Second mobile wagon, the classic from JKV coming up. 1311 now for Grayfox for now as he gets the flag over here. 234 though kills another Predator. And 234/1s are pretty solid against Predators because Predators' chances of penetration ain't that high against the 40 frontal armor. Like against the half tracks with like 20 to 25 frontal armor, they're way more effective. So yeah, now the push comes in, but already got weakened quite a bit by JKV, and he has, this time he comes with an early off-map. Off-map not hitting too much this time, but it can also hit here, and then it for sure should help out against all the infantry that Grayfox is bringing in. So I like the early investment into a cheap off-map this time. Really adore it. I think that's what you can see, that's the changes he does when he plays against against Vanguard. From when he plays balance versus balance, and it's good to see that he is adapting. Like, he's playing his deck, which he is really comfortable, but he's not like playing it all the same way all the time. Like, he has his staples like MG42s, Mobile Wagons, but he has differences in it. This off-map, for example, is one of these. This Panzer 3N is another one. So it's really good to see him being comfortable with the base style he's playing, but not like leaving it the same whatever the opponent and just hope it works out, but actually adapting for what he is up against. That is pretty lovely to see. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's so high up in the ladder and why he tied up against guys like Kamar, Robert, and so on so far. Only losing against Wesley so far. So still the chances, if JKV wins this game, his chances of getting into the playoffs are still pretty solid. If not, he has to win against Sean to make it to the playoffs. But his chances are really not that shabby right now. As long as he at least gets one win here, and if he gets 2 games here, his chances are really good. If he gets 2 wins against Grayfox. So far, Grayfox not getting too deep in. Off map, yeah, as I said, hit really well on this target. Lux versus 234/1 is actually a fair fight. You wouldn't expect tank versus an armored car to be fair, but yeah, the frontal armor is exactly the same, as Lux obviously are light tanks. And both have the same gun, I think. Yeah, it's the exact same gun. So, yeah, Lux over here gets sniped. IAR versus ME109 G6 engagement over here. Which looks like it goes into a head-to-head, and that is not what Grayfox would like to get into. And yeah, loses his IAR. Because ACA coming up. But the ME109 should get out of there. Ooh, it's staying around for now. Okay, that's interesting. They could be messing up the micro there a bit. Grayfox now pushing up the pressure in the south. Crony Cherries around. Rojori's up as well. 2 more Crony Cherries coming in. So good infantry on the way for Grayfox all around. And he's starting to get a dent in here, even though the off-map kind of hurt. And I think there's one more off-map left. Ooh, another AC going down, but it looks is starting to get the push in. Ooh, but yeah, the Pioneer shouldn't be here. And yeah, this infantry should also stay in there for now. And the Luxus can't really go any further, because Pak 40, Jagdpanzer... Like, his Jagdpanzer did awfully little for JKV, but so far he didn't really need it either. Yeah, Pak 40, IG now starting to shoot down the Luxus. And this is really not what you want here as Grayfox. You need these Luxus to support your attack. Air engagement's also not going well, and another strong suit of 5th Cavalry Motorzata being shut down. So really it's about the infantry fights right now. Can he somehow break through on different spots with infantry? I am surprised to not see him trying in the north, actually. Like, northern infantry push here with maybe some armored cars also would be nice. And JKV messing up his air micro there a bit, not calling that ME109 home was a mistake. And Crony Cherries everywhere, yeah. Yeah, Crony Cherries need a nerf to 30 points. 25 points, they're just too good. And at 30 points, they still would be good, I think. So, yeah. And the state division is not like it doesn't have anything else. Like, the Crony Cherries are just the icing on the cake. Mobilwagen onto Roggiori. JKV realizing that he needs everything that he can get to hold on for now. Mortar keeps on firing. And MG42 now in position at the 234/3. I really like the combination of, like, good amounts of infantry, but not too many. With, like, the one at 16th playstyle of JKV reminds me kind of a bit of the playstyle how you played them in Normandy. And this is really lovely to see, especially to see that this can work out in Division 1. That this isn't the playstyle that is just played by some low division plebs like me, but actually people... Well, like lower division tabs. I'm not a absolute noob, but yeah, but actually can work out somewhat decently in Division 1. Though it worked out way better with his 12th SS, obviously, than with his 116th. Suppen getting engaged by Roggiori. Jagdpanzer over here, engaging onto Roggiori and Carnicherry. And yeah, that he shut down the planes of Grayfox was really important. Because without the plane department, 5th Cavalry Motorizata becomes way harder to win with. Like, they're still a strong division, but the air is really usually what enables the rest of the division to really show off. And this time this is not the case, so he has to use his 60mm mortar maybe now for stuff. I don't like the usage of the Luxus too much by Grayfox. I think they should be used better. Vegeta getting into place. I like the Vickers. The Vickers is a nice touch. I would like to see it involved in the push, but obviously he has to be careful as there is this mortar half-track around and that can be deadly. We saw how well that one sniped the mortars and the artillery guns of Robert yesterday. Like the mortar half-tracks of JKV are really, really nice. JKV really absolutely an expert on German armored divisions. Like, you could say he's a bit one-sided, but he at least is also not like, he's not a one-division pony. Maybe he's a bit one-sided in the variety of divisions he can play. I would like to... I think we saw him once with an allied armored division, and it also worked out decently. Trying to remember, because I would like to see if you can do it with, like, T-34s and so on as well. Maybe. If combined arms with other divisions is also possible. Obviously, the... yeah, something like 26 or so, if you would play it similar. But obviously armored cars is something that is rather German. Maybe the Western Allies could also work out as well, but they don't have as good of an MG. Most of them. Like, I guess 3rd US Armored could be a style he could play with, or maybe 2nd Blindé. Could be interesting. One other divisions, but for now, obviously, these seem to be the divisions he's most comfortable with, so... in the tournament with a couple $100 on the line, you rather want to play with the division you are best at. Like, I'm pretty sure he does decently with other divisions as well, but obviously you should play what you're best with when there's money on the line. Luxus are still good. Luxus are still pretty good, but you have to get them in the right spot. It's not like in Normandy where you just A-move them forward, because they were in range of everything anyways. With the more open fields, Luxus have to be a bit more... like, they're a bit more niche than they were in Normandy. I think the light armor strength was one of the biggest, like, meta things in Normandy. Like, the thing that decided the game the most was, like, light armor. Which, yeah, it was fun in Normandy, but I don't know if it was really good. Like, sometimes you miss it because you like, sometimes... but I think this works out here pretty decently, so... JKV shows it so far, but Grayfox obviously is not a bad player either. So does a decent job. Oh, does the Vickers get the JU? No. JU gets its bombs off. Stops the Rejories. MG42 on the defense. I like how both... I like also from JKV how he uses air efficiently and good without it being spam. Like, he uses quite a lot of air, but he doesn't use it mindlessly, and he doesn't use it like as his own tool. Like, JKV really is a guy for combined arms. And yeah, if Panzer Grenadiers would be a bit better, I think that playstyle would be even better. Like, might be actually meta. At the moment, it struggles a bit with the infantry that the German tank divisions get. Which you're already getting into first. Like, it got a bit better, obviously, with Panzer Grenadiers. Like, Panzer Grenadiers trade quite a bit better, but not a lot better since the last patch. Like, with the accuracy buff to the MG42, they got a decent buff. IG-18 hold the front. Finally, Grayfox pushes in over. I think he should have done that way earlier, because against the combined arms of JKV, he struggles pretty hard, but if he can make it infantry versus infantry up here in the north, and there's 2 flags here, so that's not too shabby. If you can grab these 2 flags, you would be up to 59. And in infantry, if you can force JKV to stretch thin and get into infantry versus infantry fights, you win as Grayfox. Or maybe get a Lux up there, maybe later on a Stuk, like get a Lux or an AB Horch together with some infantry there and force JKV to react there. Send a couple of his really important armored cars there, or try to fight it with infantry fights, which will be hard. Like, I don't like that Grayfox only tries to push here. But at the moment, it looks like it might work out. He's up to 1410 as he gets the flag over here. got the flag in the south, but he needs at least one more flag, I think, for the long run. Otherwise, 40 minutes is too long against balance. So, like the first big, like there will be for sure major balance changes with the next, with the DLC, I would expect. Like 19th should be coming with quite a bit of stuff. 13-11 for Grayfox. If all of the announced stuff is coming and in what extent it's coming, that we gotta see. But there will for sure be again a balance patch like that. And they already announced, for example, that 122nd will get MG44 units. And yeah, like I would expect at least to some extent like the stuff, like some things of the things they announced, like recon changes or infantry changes or both. That stuff coming. Maybe also tank changes, but yeah, gotta see. Off map coming in. Gotta see what they put into that, what they want to test more. If they put everything of these changes into it. And then we also have to see if it all works out like they hope it does. Or if it needs a bit more adjustment. 13-11 for Grayfox. Stoke 3G engaging onto Ersatztruppen. Another off map comes in. Cherry's coming in, Panzer 4H is coming in. Well, that's, off maps are at the moment the only effective tool against. This is boring. Like, and the off maps are the only effective tool against us at the moment. So off maps have to be played because otherwise you can't stop infantry pushes like that. So it's absolutely fine that he uses off map because infantry plops only get stopped by off map really effectively at the moment. So I think the infantry part is more of the issue than the off map. Off map, I mean, off map got a bit nerfed. I think the price should go up for 152, 178, and 122 millimeters. Like those three that didn't got nerfed should get a price increase. Like I'm okay with 3 barrages, but they should be a bit more pricey. I like the changes to the big caliber ones that they have less calls now. I think that was important because these were the really deadly ones, but the other ones are a bit too cost efficient in how much they allow you to do stuff. So they should go up a bit, like this one from 120 to 130, 140, for example. This one maybe also to 100. 105 millimeter. But like everything, like 105 and lower are not that effective, so I'm not too concerned with those. But yeah, maybe they should also go up a bit in price. Especially now if maybe the infantry changes work out and spam is less of an issue anyways. Because then you don't need them as a tool against that as much anymore. You could give them fairer prices. G18. Ooh, Jagdpanzer getting killed by M30. Grayfox finally brings that in. And finally he's up to 59. Finally he captured the north. Pioneers though already on the way. IAR out, but IAR gets slaughtered. As we have the mobile wagons. This time, no early commanders, so JKV feels the pressure in the balanced versus Vanguard deck and can't afford that yet. Panzer 3L back here. Yeah, he needs the flag back here. Otherwise, it's only 9 minutes, and 9 minutes is quite more possible for Grayfox. Oh, he gets up to a 16-8 though now as he gets the flag over here as well. So that's not good for JKV. Can he come back? Jagdpanzer 4 on the way up again in the north. Infantry is coming up over the open. The positions here for Grayfox are good, but he can't really push any deeper here, I don't think. Panzer Grenadiers and Ersatztruppen. Yeah, I for now, guys, will not play any more Steel Division myself. Because without time limit, I really don't enjoy the game at the moment. I might give it a test again with the new changes and play a bit there, but I don't know yet. Yeah, for now I will focus on casting and organizing stuff. That's why I also got out of like left the strike team, because I don't want to play without time limits at the moment. It just, the tension in the late game is just not there, and I find it really boring. Halfback moving forward. Hotchkiss versus 25mm. Panzer 4H moving forward. Yeah, the issue for me is that all the games that are over that track all the fun out for me for all the other games that I had before that were okay. And I want to play balanced, but balanced is just turtling till you get the enemy to a 12-12 and he loses because he runs out of stuff. Like, that's just boring. Like in Normandy, when you had the late game income, you had to push back, and that I really enjoyed. In Normandy, for sure, it was an issue that the early incomes were a bit too strong, so we gotta talk about that. Like, we have to give it maybe a bit more time than in Normandy. Like 40 minutes was too little, but 50 minutes, for example, I think would be fine. Like, most balanced decks can win by 50 minutes. Like, the income advantage you get in that time is really significant, so you should be able to win there, and most of the balanced games are over at that point, but sometimes it just goes into a stalemate, and especially when it's balanced versus balanced. It goes just into that 30 minutes of build-up on both sides, and then both sides just throw stuff into each other, and that's just boring. Like, if nobody needs to take risks, games are just so fucking boring, and especially when you know that taking a risk is a mistake. Like, sometimes it's just the best gameplay is to sit back and do nothing, and that's just not good game design. Yeah, exactly. Like 50 minutes, like in Normandy I think it was too little. Like early on strategies were a bit too strong. That's why in Normandy I actually played the late game strategies, because I always want to play a bit off meta. Like I played 352nd with heavy focus on artillery, and that allowing me in the late game in the last like 10-15 minutes to push. In Steel Division 2 I would, like, I think 50 minutes is the right time limit, but yeah, everything that goes over that, games always tend to be crappy. Like, it's only calling in artillery and air, and just like, also like I think air, like air is only a bit too strong. Like, first of all, fighter bombers, they are too strong, but overall air is only too strong at the moment because they have endless reloads, because the game goes on forever. If you buy a plane at the 20-minute mark, and you only can use it like 4 or 5 times before the end of the game, then like even stuff like forcing the enemy plane back becomes much more important again. So AA, just by not killing the enemy but forcing it back again, becomes useful again. At the moment it's just, oh yeah, your AA just wastes its ammunition, and I would chill here out till I can call my planes in again. Yeah, because they reload endlessly, because there's no time limit. I think those are like issues that make the game not fun for me, which is why I stopped playing. But let's talk about the game we have on hand, because JKV just broke the North. Panther G, Panzer 4, all of that helped, and it wholly collapsed on Grayfox. All his stuff on the edge over here got sniped off, and now it's JKV up to a 13-11, and this is really not good for Grayfox. Like, for example, in this game I don't have an issue with it, because, yeah, JKV, most likely, like, if he's winning now, he's starting to win at the 25-minute mark, he should be able to finish it up after 50 minutes. I would be fine with now Grayfox only having to try to hold this lead he has. 25 minutes for JKV should be enough income advantage to get Grayfox at least here or further down. It would be tense now, and instead it's like, oh yeah, Grayfox is pretty fucked here now. And we only have to wait for JKV to get him. Like, there's no tension left in this game anymore. And I think that's a big issue, and yeah. I argued for that. Like, I argued not for it. I'm okay with people not wanting to have a time limit, so just give us an option of a time limit. Like, I don't want to take it away from anyone to play without time limit. I mean, the option of not playing with time limit was in Normandy as well. But yeah, like, I would play with time limit, and I would like to have the option, and I argued for that for way too long by now that now I'm like just can't. I don't want to ask Eugen again and again for it. So yeah, at this point I just left the strike team and told myself, yeah, I will just enjoy casting because casting I enjoy, playing not so much at the moment. Just because there's always the fear of that late game, which is super boring. No, it's actually like it's okay if you start to win at the 45-minute mark. You made some, like, what did you do the other 45 minutes? If you're, and like in Normandy there were so many close races where I was like, oh my god, I need the 2+2 now, I need the +2 now. And then yeah, I was frustrated when I didn't got it, but that was tension, you know? That was emotions. Here it's just like, oh yeah. Yeah, I start to win now. Okay, I can take all my time of the world, I can make myself a tea, I can make myself a cup cake, I can cook dinner, and then I come back and I finish the game. Like, in Steel Division 2 it was like, oh my god, I need to get this 2+2 now, I need to get this +2, or on the other side, oh my god, I might win if I just hold that +1 for the enemy right now, because I have him so far down, and then you get to stretch thin and he's getting closer and closer. Or if it's a close game, it's also like, oh my god, I need to... He's just that one ticket behind. I need to get the 52% for 1 second, or that 1311 in Steel Division. I need it for 2 or 4 or 5 more seconds. Please let me get there. Please let me get there. Like, these tension moments are totally absent in Steel Division. Like, you have it if a game is about to be like close to the end at the 20-minute mark. Maybe then you have it, but you never have it after that anymore. Other than maybe, or maybe the enemy can finish him off now with a sneaky push. But like there's not that long lasting tension that was in the late game in Steel Division Normandy. As I said, the game Steel Division Normandy late game was flawed in the fact that like late game income was too weak. But in Steel Division 2, now that's not anymore the case. Balance is the matter. So yeah. And most of the games end in 50 minutes, so it should be absolutely fine to finish them in 50 minutes. But, like, yeah, the late game is just not fun. Well, not playing aggressive with an aggressive income after the 25-minute marks, as I said, 30 minutes usually are enough to make the enemy go to 0. Like, JKV, if he goes to a good aggression, goes to 59, he still finishes off Grayfox here before the 50-minute mark. But yeah, if he gets there. Yeah, and he's 13-11 now. He would do it now in the 30 minutes, so he would need 1 more minute. Like, leaving the enemy alive is a risk. Like, in Normandy, you also still played aggressive after like your income lead went away, because you know it was a risk of not doing so. So, like, I don't think players would play much less aggressive with aggressive incomes. It would just, like, not force them to go completely suicidal, because they know there is no other way of victory. Ooh, get nice snipe here from JKV. 13-11 again for Grayfox. Gets the flag over here. Like, there would be still tension in this game where you see, like, yeah, Grayfox is basically done for. Now there is no tension in this game whatsoever, as I said. Like, it's a 12-12 now we just wait for JKV to finally use his income advantage to win the game. And for me, that's super boring. If you disagree with me, well then, if there's a time limit option, you don't have to play with it. But I would like to have a time limit option because I think it makes for better games. And I would like to play with that. And yeah, I don't enjoy the game without it too much. Like, that's why I play Vanguard decks only, because late game at the moment is absolutely boring, but I don't want to play only Vanguard. Like, the Vanguard decks actually ain't the way I played in Normandy. I just was forced into it in Steel Division 2, because late game in Steel Division 2 is just so obnoxiously boring. In my eyes. As I said, all subjective point of view, and as I said, if you... Yeah, I just want to have the option. I don't want to force it on everyone. Panzer Grenadier is coming up. And I know enough other people want it too, so it's not me being a unicorn and wanting it. I know there's enough other players who also would favor it, and yeah, JKV wins here. As Grayfox surrenders and doesn't let us sit here waiting for another 2 hours or what an hour. No, because it's still, like, even with a time limit, it's still about Vanguard. Can they break through? Can they finish off the game? And if Vanguard is winning too much, then you can still nerf it. Like, you can still nerf it. Make it... You can still do changes. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, now there's a time limit. Now we can't change anything about balance being weaker. Like, you can still buff balance then if balance is too weak. And force players to try to finish off the game early and stuff. But, yeah. JKV wins game number 1, so his chances of advancing getting better. If he wins game number 2, he's pretty much safely through. Grayfox should be through as well already. So he should be safe with his 6 points, as Kama only tied his last game against Sean. So, yeah. Karma in trouble. Grayfox on a good way. Let's see how it goes in game number 2. Yeah, DM44, your talk about no hard time limits. Yeah, I kinda agree with it, but with the deck building, with open time limit, it becomes, like, I don't like it being... If you would have resource collection on the map, like in Destruction, where you're like, if you capture flags, you get points, like, even then I would be fine with it. Or like in... But with endless stacks, and it being all about depth of decks, I think it's, like, with the deck building system about resources coming from off the map that you don't collect on the map, I think a hard time limit would work way better, especially if you combine that with the air mechanic of endless refueling. So, yeah, these two things I really think make it kind of mandatory that it is a hard time limit, but a soft time limit would be also okay with, like, both sides ticking down at 0. But yeah, I'm not like, it's not like in StarCraft where you run out of resources and are forced to expand into each other. Like, there's no need to force expand into each other. Like, that's what would be a 12-12 both sides ticking down, I guess, would achieve, that you are forced to push into each other. But something needs to force aggression. Like in stuff like Age of Empires or StarCraft, it's that you expand into each other and have to get closer and closer to get resources. So you are basically drawn into fighting each other. In City Division at the moment that's not the case. You just can sit back and wait till your resources get onto the field, because you don't get them from the map, but you get them from behind your edge of the map. So it's, yeah. Yes, exactly, but yeah, exactly as I said. The resource limits with on-map resources is fine, but with off-map resources that you don't have to fight over. Like, I guess if you would only be able to call in some of your units if you have like a 13-11, then it might also work out. Like that you have to fit special requirements to get them on the field or something like that. But yeah. So, and I think deck building at the moment is too shitty because it's too much about like, yeah, having a deep deck and like not being able to pick veterancy for your planes and stuff, because you just build your deck for that 1 hour game. That might happen. Like, I think deck building would be way more fun if you know, okay, I have to build it for a 40-minute game, so I can put veterancy on that, and I can put veterancy on that, and I can put veterancy on that, and now it fits perfectly into that, like, time. At the moment, it's just like, oh yeah, build it as deep as possible, and then I go with it. And that's just boring. As well, I think. Like, there would be way more variety in deck building with a time limit, in my eyes. Another point of view why I think it would be good. And yeah, no, not really. Like, in the Vanguard, balance versus balanced, where like defender advantage is already good enough, I think in Steel Division lately. So yeah, you don't see. Obviously, yeah, it's about, but I think like the game being about, oh yeah, I can afford 10 more minutes of units, especially with resources not being allocated the same between divisions. Like, some divisions just can go longer than other divisions because they get more cards more cheaply. Like, if every division would get the same amount of resources, basically, like, overall, then I would be okay with it, maybe. But that's just also not the case. Like, something like Skijäger can never go deep. Like, even if you play it balanced, which you would, because, yeah, maybe you want to get something in after 20 minutes, you can never live as long as a, don't know, like, 3rd Canadian. Like, that was the biggest issue on 3rd Canadian, that it was able to outlast everything before. Like, no matter how well you traded, it was just, oh yeah, he has info for free for 20 more minutes because the resources are allocated so unequal. And it was like, oh yeah, he just sits there and trades somewhat good because the units trade somewhat good by default, and then he just chills out there because he knows you run out of stuff and you are the forced aggressor. Like, yeah, that's why I advocate for a hard time limit in Steel Division. Like, the reason of no resources on the map, not making it that interesting, and not forcing you into, or like a soft time limit with being both sides ticked down, which would also be a like overall time limit that would also like that would be. Maybe it would not be as blatantly obvious, but it also would limit the game to be ending at some point, like around 1 hour. Yeah. With it all being about deck depth, like, the games look ugly. The games are absolute shit shows in the late game. And it's unfair because of the decks. And, like, it's absolutely one-sided often. And it just makes deck building more boring. And, like, yeah. I mean, I brought up my points. Like, I'm fine with not 100% agreeing. I just wish I would have the option. That's why I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm just casting it. But yeah, let's talk about how we crowdfund this whole tournament and get to more positive notes. Because, yeah, we are at $224 by now. And there is a new event with Red Bull organizing a new tournament at this weekend. And yeah, by just visiting the links or filling out the survey, you add a couple more cents. Or if you want to follow them on Twitch as well, you can add another 20 cents to the prize pool via Matcherino. Yeah, I might also get a sponsorship for Red Bull. Like, I will look into that for the next couple of days. I'm in talk with them right now. Yeah, maybe we also get the tournament a bit sponsored, but yeah, that is another thing. But for sure, that way you can add a couple of cents. Other way is using the code Sherman to add another 50 cents to the prize pool. If the codes are used up, let me know, guys. I could ask for, I will be able to ask for more then. The coupon code is Sherman, and here you can add by just visiting the link. You don't have to interact with this page at all. You just have to visit the link. Yeah, and then it adds 10 cents to the prize pool. So, yeah. Or you could just be an awesome bloke and transfer money directly. But yeah, that's the options. Let's jump into game number 2 as it is starting. And it's on Slutsk East, and it's Grayfox with first Kishotti and JKB against with 116. So let's see how this plays out. Obviously, the air of first Polish is really, really dangerous. So yeah, where is the Möbelwagen? There's no What? What the hell is happening? Where's the Möbelwagen? There not being a Möbelwagen is interesting. Also, there's little commitment for this area over here from JKV, which is risky. Like usually that's the spot where you want to fight about, as the left side. Also, this Panzer Grenadier is going the wrong direction. It's not going this way, it's going this way, and this leaves it open, being shot at by T-34s. Also, what? Okay, he's playing absolute defense mode. It's Vanguard again for Grayfox. Okay, Möbelwagen coming up now. 2P coming up as well. Let's lower the volume of the music. Let's go. JKV leading 1-0. If he wins here, he's pretty much safe through to the playoffs. So yeah, let's see what you guys say to this matchup. Who do you think will win? Let's make a poll. Whilst Grayfox is pushing over the edge of the hill over here with 3-star Strelkies, thanks to his T-34 veterancy and the combat out already. We haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, the combats are really nice now at 125 points. Like people were like, oh yeah, they might be too cheap and stuff, and this is not a nerf really. Like I remember Gonzo saying this is not enough, this will not change anything, 50 points is nothing. Well, it seems to be, it is a difference, because people play way less with it. Like, especially early on. It's really now, I think, an investment, which it wasn't really before. 75 points were for sure too cheap for such a big buff. But yeah, now you could afford, like, do you afford 2 more infantry squads, or do you afford a commander? Like, what brings you more? I think it's a decent. Like, costing like 5 infantry squads now. On 125 points, it's a decent price. But for, yeah, 5 infantry squads or permanently buffing your stuff. Especially your AA. Like, yeah, you still have them in every deck, but you don't see them all the time coming out, and sometimes it's a misinvestment. We had that now a couple of times. Before, it was always a good investment. Like, I think with the commander balance, they did okay. I think the vehicle balance has to go up, and I would still love to see everything being available in A phase, so you can choose which commander you want to bring at what point in the game. IL-2M coming up. And yeah, AA Möbelwagen trying to kill off the IL-2, but the IL-2 gets through, and the no, they're too close together. Both go down. No plane this time. No plane this time from JKV, surprising. I guess he just invested into the 2 Panzer IVs. I would have expected him to have a plane ready for this scenario. Like, that's what he usually had. Panzer 3L over here, engaging onto the Strelky CKMs. They are pushing through now. 234/1 engaging. What kind of maps is he banning? Is he banning the like CQC maps like Ocean North and Cell, or what is he banning then? If he's only playing tank divisions? Because I would expect like those kind of bans. Or is he just banning shitty maps like Krupa? MG42 engaging onto Strelkies again. That's super moving forward. T-34 coming up. And Strelkies with 3-star veterancy down here, pushing forward, and they're really dangerous. He's playing a really defensive setup against JKV, that is. But he keeps the flag in the north, which holds him at 13-11 for now. Let's see if he can hold on for long enough this game again. MG42 engaging. People again voting for JKV, okay. Only one guy giving his belief into Grayfox. Let's see. Let's see. Pack 40 engaging onto 52P. Gets unloads on time though, and now the Pack 40 is in trouble. Big trouble. MG42 though helping out, but will be enough. He really likes his MG42s. Pack 52P over here dies. MG42 now engaging again. Pack 40 now getting engaged. MG42 over here trying to help out. But now the Strelkies will join into that fight again, and 52P Is it able to kill off the Pack 40 in time? It doesn't quite look like it. No, last hit also lands way off. But we have good AA by now for Grayfox. Milbewagen over here. Nikki Cholgovi getting surrounded by spay wagons. I'm really surprised by this Pack 40. I don't think it's too good of a spot. I think you would have wanted to be up here. Like, in this forest you can also move back and forth. If you don't want to show it completely, like, get it here. So it engages stuff that comes in, it doesn't get shot at from far away. Good push over here from JKV back. It's a 12-12 now as he loses the flag in the south. Does he have some off-map ready again to deal with it? Panzer 3L gets down to T-34. Doesn't quite look like it. 13-11 for Grayfox. He banned Hiroshaya and Cell. Yeah, that looks like it in the game. I don't know why people hate on Hiroshaya too much, but yeah, I guess why you don't want to play these two. I get why you don't want to play these two tank divisions. I guess I would ban Ocean North over... Well, Ocean North, the center is quite okay for tank divisions, I guess. Yeah, but I would ban it over Hiroshaya, maybe. Or Orsha East. Orsha East is also not too good for tank divisions. So, yeah, I think Orsha East ban over Hiroshaya. Another M42 coming up. 76. A couple of T-34s in the south for Grayfox. Panzer 4 each disengaging. Rüwang 234/1 disengaging as well. And yeah, by the way guys, the link in the chat right now, !Matcherino, that's the link how you get to the Matcherino page. For anyone who wants to get a couple more cents into it. Make this a bit more of an esport. Oh no! Oh no! Disaster strikes for JKB. Oh my god, nice kill there for Grayfox. Grayfox in a good position. T-34 goes down. Strelky's over here also getting engaged. Off map now coming in for JKB, but now he's open to air strikes again and again. The Milbewagen was so important. The Milbewagen was so goddamn important. 2, 3, 4/1 over here goes down. Other one over here has to be careful. And we want G6 coming in, but there's these two AA pieces over here for Grayfox. He could also go into a head-to-head maybe. Well, he wants to turn. Yeah, with the Milbewagen now following up onto this crit, maybe he could get a kill here. But yeah, with the AA now at least forcing the ME-109 G6 back, if not even killing it. The G6 tries to follow it up, but yeah, Grayfox is microing. And the L2 shouldn't die to this. Yeah, no. Yeah, and the ME-109 now goes too deep, should go down to the 2-star veteran CAA. Yeah, there it goes. Grayfox up to 14-10 and he looks to be in a nice position. He looks to be in a nice position. L2M flying around. T-34 over here, engaging onto Panther 3L. Couple more Panzer 3Ls and another Milbewagen coming up, but can he push up here? Panzer 4 engaging onto T-34, forcing the fallback. Turkey's over here getting absolutely crushed. The T-34 over here coming in. There's still the Stalkies. And 42 trying to move forward. Panzer Shrek's getting caught in there. And the IL-2 with another cluster strike. Only gets one kill this time, but still gets a kill. Yeah, I'm really surprised that he didn't have an ME ready to shut it down earlier. I really would have expected an ME earlier. Ooh, nice. Gets a kill onto an AKT gun over here. It was going maybe a bit too deep. Okay, Grayfox bringing up a couple more in the south. Ooh, T-34 is here doing really well for Grayfox now. Nice play there by him. Circuit CKM's coming up, T-34 coming up. 13-11 here, 14-10 now for Grayfox. 15-9, oh no. Oh, it's falling apart real fast. Like, we have... Grayfox is getting into control. Yeah, his airplay is solid. Like, the AA giving him a really good escape route with his L2s. And, yeah, killing off the AA of JKV was absolutely crucial. JKV not fighting enough on the edge for this map. Like, you really can't give up the hill too easily, or you have to pressure the enemy hard in the north. But yeah, this hill, this island is really important on this map. The island is absolutely important. Jagdpanzer moving forward. 234/3 moving forward. And an IL-2M strike onto the Jagdpanzer 4. And the Milwagen is up in the north, there's no AA. So Jagdpanzer is down again, and it looks like Grayfox is winning this one. Panther 3L getting hit. M42 getting hit. And yeah, Panther 3L goes down. Panther 4H goes down. Yeah, this is disaster here for JKV, and well played by Grayfox, holding the edge, using his planes correctly. Killer 4 goes down. Using nice infantry pushes there with the 3-star retinue. I like the commander's tank. Like, instead of command infantry, having actually a unit that also can fight well and like in cohesion with your infantry. That was a pretty nice touch, I think, on Grayfox moves. Really enjoyed that one. And I think this one was a way more aggressive game from Grayfox, which is the Grayfox I like. Guy who always keeps the pressure up. And like in game number 1, his pressure from the get-go was not working out as well. Like, the start was pretty low aggression, and then his airplane move didn't work out. And yeah, like a lot of stuff not moving up. Then he had some good infantry pushes in that game, but like he was already far behind schedule, far behind power level in game number 1. But this game looks completely different. Looks like he's getting everything done he needs to get done. Basically no infantry left. Basically nothing left here for JKB right now, as we are in B phase now. And so 3 kills to T34. Like, it's not without losses, but obviously Grayfox has 300 points more, and that you can see. Like, he really used that advantage to get the extra units that he needed to put the extra pressure on JKV to get to a 69 and 68. And it looks like JKV is pretty much done for. If you get some comeback here, that would be impressive, but it will also be really shameful for Grayfox if he loses that right now, because this position with this hold onto enemy towns and hills, like, that should be unbreakable. Like, I would be really impressed by JKV if he would be able to do it right now, but I would also be really disappointed with Grayfox if he would allow that. Pioneer is moving up. Panzer 4H is moving up. Okay. By the way, Mr. Lot, you're now moderator. You're now a moderator on this channel. And yeah. We have another couple of ME4 flying around here. Sulky is engaging. 59 for Grayfox. SC-76 over here engaging. Yeah, if you could react fast when you see any spoilers in the games, that would be nice. If you see anyone spoiling results, please warn them from not spoiling it, and like just remove the message, not be too harsh on people who accept they spoil on purpose. Like Time to Collision 9. Joke. He didn't do it in a while. I know. So, like, at some point, Time Collision was always a bit overeager, talking about stuff that was just still to come in games and stuff. 16-8 now for Grayfox. Yeah. Hence 4H moving forward. Also, Bowser now has that lovely 1 month's subscription. Tiger, leopard? Tiger in front of his name. Our Piat Tiger. Well, DM already has it in green color. Only 1 month away from the blue color one. That's a I also need to work on more emotes, I think. I think we are eligible to a 3rd emote by now. Have to double check on that though. Might be still only 2. A109 G6 R6 coming around. $16-8 here for Grayfox. Like, yeah, if he wins here, he only needs to win 1 more map, I think. Oh no, he needs to win. He needs a win against Sean. Because Karma has a win, and JKV doesn't. If he loses here, he needs a win against Sean. If he wins here, but that looks unlikely, though he's getting a solid armored push together in the north. Still 7 minutes, but even if he gets this, he needs 2 flags at least. And obviously air is super scary. Like, I guess that's what he's trying to get now. And also, yeah, okay, Grayfox is realizing, yeah, okay, JKB is investing into the north, but yeah, I guess means he doesn't invest into the south at all anymore. And there's one lovely flag over here, there's one lovely flag back here. I guess I can just roll over that. Panther A coming up to at least trying to do as if there is something there to stop things looking scary. Gets the flag over here, but he needs more flags, and relatively soon that is. Make a difference here for JKB. Maybe he can do it, maybe? Let's see. Let's not speak too early about the Sean game. Maybe he can secure his advancement into the playoffs here already. Let's see. Half-track goes down. L2 coming up. L2M coming up onto Pack 40. Pack 40 getting hit. But L2. Yeah, that's another flag for Grayfox. And the 4s over here moving forward. Another Panzer Grenadier coming up. Mortar half-track, okay. Yeah, I guess that could be helpful over here, but yeah, I can't afford it really. Like he's getting hit all over the field. And Panzer 4s and so on try to hold on, but now the L2 comes up and doesn't look good here for JKV, does it? Now moving forward, I think would be the way of dodging it. Oh, he still nearly dodges it. Oh, that was actually quite close. Maybe 109 should get a shutdown on this one, but it's not doing a difference at all anymore. Especially now with another IL-2. Wait, what this? Wait, was that attack order onto? Okay, coming around. I guess the attack order was to getting it low. Was that why? So it's already lower, so it doesn't have to dive anymore to go over there, so it is easier to maneuver? Or was it just... What was that attack order for Grayfox? If you're in the chat. Like, was there any reasoning behind it? Was it just a misshow of the tool, or... He at least gets the IL-2, but he also loses his plane, and yeah, it's a 17-7. So even these 2 flags wouldn't save him anymore. He gets getting close there in the north. And at least he gets the cluster bombers, but he still gets bombed by normal IL-2s. Okay, because it was a red order here. It showed like it would unload its bombs over here. I guess it was just a misrepresentation by the game of the actual orders given. Yeah, 17-7, close to an 18-6 right now, 4 minutes 45. For JKV, I don't think there is hope here left in the game. Bulky CKM getting the kill. Panther A and Panther 4H engaging as well. Mobile wagon moving forward. There's on Shagovis sitting around, 2 minutes left as it is in 18-6 now, and yeah, no, there's just not enough left here in JKV. We just got into C phase now, so he gets a bit more points now for the first time. He just got 55 points more than Grayfox, but obviously this is far from being enough to make any meaningful difference in this game, which should allow Grayfox to get the last couple of seconds ticked down, and the last bit of health bar disappeared. To disappear for JKV. And they stop this L2. They can't stop the L2. They actually shoot down the L2. Ooh, L2, but did it actually take? Yeah, dealt damage, the explosion of the L2. But yeah, it is somewhat effective, guys. Stopping 3 IL-2s, like, that's why I said, like, IL-2, the issue with IL-2s is not AA, the issue with IL-2s is fighters, and like how good they are against fighters. They wouldn't be that good against those, IL-2s would be balanced. While it's like, only fighter bombers have the real big issue with AA. Against a 4 over here, against Dejan Shalgovi, 17-7, last 50 seconds ticking down. Yeah, this play from Grayfox was way better than his last play. Last game was quite shitty from him when it came to aggression. JKV still played a decent game this time, but had a couple too many mistakes in like positioning and stuff, I think. Like the Pack 40 investment over here and stuff like that. This at the start, I think cost him dearly in this one. And then here the air engagements, like, yeah, leaving the L2 through and stuff like that. Which was also close. Mibelwagen was pretty close to getting it pinned down, but didn't manage to do so in time. Put it over here and get it against Mitash Ozhnia. And 18-6 continues, and that's the last second. And GG, WP to Grayfox. Making it through to the playoffs. Actually tying with Wesley, so we need a tiebreaker there most likely. Yeah, we will need a tiebreaker there. But that means JKV, he would only be at 5 points as well. He would have the same score as Kama if he goes on to... Yeah, okay, that will be interesting. But we might need a tiebreaker game there as well. And because they tied against each other as well. So all the tiebreakers might be even. Yeah, this will be interesting. Division number 2, Group B is obviously quite clearer, with Gonzo having 5 wins out of 5 games. But yeah, Division 1 is really, really tight. Really, really tight. Let's see how JKV versus Sean ends up. And how Sean versus Herr Robert ends up, because if Sean wins against Herr Robert, and then against JKV, he's also true. This will be an interesting couple of days. Tiebreaker is first. Direct tiebreaker against opponent. Then match lose tie ratio. Then Buchholz, which is not in here. But Buchholz should most of the time be the same anyway, if you have the same score. And then it's tiebreaker match best of 1. If all these tiebreakers are the same, like best of 1 tiebreaker game. If it's a 3-way tie, which it shouldn't be possible to be though, yeah, if it's a 3-way tie, it's a best of 1 between all participants, and then the one who is 2-0 advances, if there's a 2-0. If not, it goes into jousting, and then it's air jousting, with people being able to get planes up to 200, a combination of planes up to $250. And then, like, yeah, it's first blood. Whoever gets first blood in an air battle with all the planes being called in, you wins the game, whoever gets the first kill. So yeah, let's see. But yeah, here it is a best of 1 between you and Wesley to decide who gets first place in the group. Okay, so guys, this is it for me today again. Yes. I have training now, bots training, online. Yeah, we do tactics or ultimate frisbee, tactics training. So I will send you over to someone. Oh, the French Steel Division stream is going on, so I will send you over there. So have fun over there. If you're new to the channel, leave a follow. Chlorite47, thanks again for the follow. And yeah, have fun over there. Thanks for all the support, guys. See you next time. Stay positive.